In this week's episode of Chateau Love, we're going to show you the before, during, and after of the Orangery, one of our biggest projects here at the Chateau. We're going to do some indoor gardening, show you where real tradesmen and women go to have their lunch, and also, of course, a big reveal. Welcome back, everyone. We are back to work. We have been busy. We are renovating our orangery. You might remember in some of our last episodes, we were replacing all the glass panes in here, hundreds of glass panes. Also trying to fix the floor, the beautiful original encaustic tiled flooring from the late 19th century, and also figuring out what we're going to do with this space. Simon has been trying to seal all the gaps because we want to be able to use this year-round, winter, summer, so it's not too hot in the summer, it's not too cold in the winter. Also what kind of plants we're going to buy. And so today is an exciting day. We have a delivery of plants. I found some great discount plants also, which you see behind me for our orangery. We were calling this the veranda before. It's like basically like what Americans would call a sunroom. And we actually found some of the old documents referring to this as the actual orangery. And I was very confused. What is the difference between a conservatory, an orangery, a veranda, a sunroom? Sunroom is a very American word. Conservatory also can be quite confusing. So apparently it has to do with whether or not the ceiling is glazed and to what extent it's a glass ceiling. And I was also a little bit confused because at our last chateau, the orangery was a separate building. And this can be the case, but also it can be part of the chateau itself, as we saw when we took you to Chateau Gaillard, which has the most famous orangery in France. So that was our Christmas video at Chateau Gaillard, which was great. And we hope to take you back there soon to show you what they're doing with their orangery and also get some inspiration. But today we are hard at it. I have been so busy. I've made 17 curtains for this room. Just so excited to share this with you. And also when we bought this little chateau, the orangery was used mainly as a storeroom for the former owner's plants. There were a lot of missing panes, broken panes of glass, and a green ceiling, presumably to match the green glass of the window panes, but also in contrast to the flooring. So the first thing that we did, of course, was to paint it. After what seemed like 10 coats of ivory paint, we finally ended up with a lovely, fresh ceiling, and one that actually matched the ironwork that we had been working so hard to repair. Here's a little flashback to that project, which we started to show you a few episodes ago. And the biggest thing we have going on is the ceiling is being painted. Because I want the orangery to be light and airy, I have chosen this taupe cotton. It's a very high thread count, and it also has this gorgeous embroidery on it. I actually found this online from England, and I had to order 27 meters of it to have enough for this orangery project. So I've got my work cut out for me. One down, 16 more to go. After much searching, we were then able to finally source a wrought iron chandelier, not a fancy one like the interior of the chateau, but one that would be more in keeping with the style of the actual orangery itself. And we loved it because the arabesques of the chandelier echoed the arabesques on the outside of the orangery, also made out of wrought iron. And then, of course, because it's a chateau, we had to do a little gilding and a little freshening to make it appropriate for the space. Given its weight, it took two very macho men to get it up the ladder and to be able to hang it. Thankfully, one of those guys was a qualified electrician. In the end, they got there, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So this is a little before video of the orangery. Here you can see the plants that I found recently, which I'm going to show you shortly. one of the things that we loved when we saw the chateau was this incredible original encaustic floor tile. And I also love these colors, as you probably know from seeing the other rooms in the chateau. And the green glass, unfortunately, we can't replace. And it also looks really beautiful from the outside of the chateau because it matches some of the incredible Art Nouveau features on the exterior of the chateau, which is another reason that we bought this particular chateau. We thought it was just so beautiful on the outside. And then we have this very unique striped brick and tuffeau stone. So it's a really fantastic space. I can imagine having parties in here. And we also want it to be a space that can be used for art projects, for perhaps hosting groups. But the big question was where to begin.
Well, we've had a long wait, several weeks, but finally they're coming to do the veranda, and today they've started with it. I don't know if you can see this metal panel that's been replaced. So what they're going to do is go all the way along the bottom of the metalwork here and seal it in so that it's all done. They're going to rework it, and they've put a panel in there, a new one here, and they're doing some more work along the veranda to basically make it good, make it sealed and waterproof.
And so it's also my understanding they're going to replace all of the decorative work as well and the moldings.
And they're just doing some stuff now in their workshop, which they're going to bring to put in.
There is a lot of rust and damage, but we are very much looking forward to getting this fixed, especially now that all of the glass has been replaced inside.
So working hard on the Orangery, and so we thought we'd come out for a working man's lunch, or person's lunch. This is where we come to. It's 14 euros for about 3 or 4 courses.
And it's 4 courses with wine or cider.
Or there's wine or cider, yeah. I mean, there's everything you want. I mean, it's just like a menu ouvrière.
And we can wear our grubby clothes in here too, which is fantastic. As you guys are about to see, I am seriously outnumbered in this restaurant. If any of you single ladies out there are looking for a man with skills, this is the restaurant to come to. So what have we got here?
I'm just getting some garlic sausage.
Yeah.
And some potato. I think this is a salad with potato and some meat or maybe herring.
Yeah.
And some country pâté.
Lovely.
Yeah, and what are you having?
I'm having some shrimp, radishes, and a little bit of egg salad. Okay, working man, what have you got to eat for your lunch?
I sauteed the pork and fries.
And those look like they're homemade fries.
Yeah, they look very good.
And I have fish with sauce on the side and salad. So I think it was a success.
Very good.
Did it give you enough energy to carry on working in the Orangery?
Oh yeah.
You know you still have 2 courses to go. You've got cheese and dessert.
Did you enjoy yours?
Very much. Very much indeed. Oh, this is goat's cheese.
That's goat's cheese, that big log.
Yeah, so that's a giant goat's cheese.
Yeah. We've had one of those before. We've done a cheese of the week on that before.
That's the Le Cendré, which is
That's right, Cendré.
goat's cheese. And this looks like Camembert Brie. This is probably Bleu d'Auvergne.
Something like that.
And this is a
blue
hard
for
cheese,
sure.
like a fresh Comté.
There's no need for fast food. This is what hard-working people eat. Can you believe everybody has access to this type of menu, and it's home cooked food at least the same price, if not a little cheaper than a McDonald's.
Yeah, including wine.
Including wine
Or cider.
Wine and
Or in our case, sparkling water.
or lemonade.
And in a minute, we'll have coffee.
Coffee's included.
And then we're going to get back to work.
Yep.
Because our orangery waits for no man or woman, of which I am now officially the only one in this entire restaurant. Hello.
Hi.
What's happening up here?
Well, we're going to put a curtain rail up across the top.
So how does that work? You've got clips and then it clips in?
Yeah, we have they're a little bit awkward to work with. I wouldn't recommend using the system unless you really had to, like this was the only thing.
But it does go around curves, like for a bay window or something, right?
It does.
Oh, we're at our favourite garden centre looking for some plants for our orangery, and it's a little bit grey, but...
Well, that's what an orangery is for. It's nice and bright inside.
plenty to look at, so it's good.
We'd like to get a couple of big palms, but it's easy to get distracted with all these other beautiful flowers as well.
All right, so the next job is to do some sealing of the gaps, and there are a few gaps in the metal frame. Off a little bit here, a little bit there.
So now I'm doing the kind of thing which drives Simon crazy, which is I've come up with a nutty idea to put a piece of this, which is some twine, which I actually last used to hoist up costumes, for our costumes in Venice. We're gonna run it around the entire length of the room, and I'm hoping that once the plants, especially the trailing plants, start to grow, we can then trail them along the top of the room like a little bit of a helmet. And so it'll be very tropical and lovely in here. That's the idea, at least. He thinks I'm stark raving mad, and so he's gone looking for the roll plugs and the screws. And he could be right, or I could be right, or we could both be right. Let's see. This is so exciting. Our palm tree arrived, and we were hoping we're going to be able to divide it into 3 palm trees, and so let's go see. It is really blustery today, and the giant pots. Oh, super! Yes! It's wonderful! It's wonderful! The branches broke in the truck, but
Chandelier hung, is it good?
yeah, the chandelier's okay. We have our pots ready. We are filling them up with a base of gravel and then earth. But we have a very big mess in what is meant to be a lovely room. What's happening here?
Well, I've got this one in, and I just need now the rest of the compost around the sides to hold it.
Oh, it looks great.
I managed to separate them. I had to sterilize the knife, as it says to do.
Before, because this is basically
Cutting all the roots.
one giant for this room, palm. But the thing is that for the purposes of space and also for the purposes of economy, we're taking one big one and dividing it up into 4 or 3, right?
Yeah. So this is the main one.
It's so pretty.
It is. We're going to need more compost in here, and then we need to water it in.
Okay, and you're adding
Well, now you can
sand
help
as
me.
well.
Yeah, sand is already in. I mixed it with sand to help with the drainage. It's got gravel at the bottom, so if we pour a watering can of water in here, whatever, it won't just soak at the bottom. It won't just soak the roots, it'll drain.
Brilliant.
So this is all ready to go. I just need now the rest of this compost up on here.
And a little help from me, I imagine.
Yeah.
And then also to show everybody, because these are so heavy, we've put the pots on rollers.
On metal rollers, yeah.
Because otherwise...
They have to be on metal because they need to take, this thing will weigh easily 40 kilograms.
Look at that. It almost touches the ceiling. It's so great. I love it. These beautiful mini oranges that I'm planting are actually called calamansi. They're a cross between a kumquat and a mandarin from the Philippines. And for our orangery, I think that they are adorable and quite tasty. They're a little bit sour, which I actually like, so I like my oranges sour. And the scent is incredible. I can't believe that I got these for 16 euros each at the budget supermarket here in France called Lidl. If you live near a Lidl, sometimes they have incredible plants. I went in there to buy peanut butter for Isabella because she's on her way home, and I couldn't believe that I found these. And I think it was kismet. It was meant to be for our orangery. I am so filthy right now. Look at me. I'm down here in the pool area, and you guys, some of you may remember it was a year ago that we renovated the pool area, did lots of planting, painted the walls, and the plants, as you can see, are going crazy. And I'm down here to steal a few of these for our orangery upstairs. Better to use the ones we have than to have to buy some new ones. So what started out as a succulent that looks like this, now it looks like this. And I'm told that I can break these off and just stick them right in the soil and they will form new succulents. So we will start with some of those. And then some of the vines are going completely crazy. Look how long that is. You see I've already started digging out. And so we'll clear up a little space around the pool. This aloe has gotten so big that it's actually sprouted babies. That also needs a new home. And here I'm separating these plants, which also I think I can just pop into a pot and see what happens. In order to keep the green glass from reflecting into the room, I created some blackout curtains, which would also preserve the appearance from the exterior. And then I had a huge cleanup ahead of me. All of that dirt and debris from the renovations. It was a big job.
We worked really hard. We have 17 curtains ready to hang. Do you want to do them?
I do. This is the really fun part.
Okay.
We're getting close to being done.
It's only taken, I don't know how long.
Since we moved in.
It's finally starting to come together though, which is nice because, you know, it takes forever to get to this point and sometimes you never think you're going to get there because of all the mess.
Exactly.
But it's starting to, now the floor's mopped and
That's right.
the plants are done.
Looking good.
Or
Look at all these plants we have to put out.
out. You know,
Curtains going up.
the curtains are now going up.
Thank you for going up the ladder, by the way. It's really high. People can't see really from the filming, but he is about 3.5 meters up.
Something like that.
Exactly that, I know, because I made all the curtains. We're almost done. You can't get grumpy now because we only have about 15 more minutes to finish this project.
I'm not grumpy.
You're a little bit grumpy.
I'm not.
You're getting tired and hungry.
Okay, now for the finishing touch, the mirror. I might need you to help me with this.
Okay.
Although it's quite light, this one.
Careful. I think you need my help.
I'll need to... Yeah.
I found this wonderful little hand-carved bird feeder for €1 at our local charity shop called Emos. And I thought it was so sweet. I'm going to make it a little votive candle holder. And it matches the chairs. And also, it matches the lovely statue.
The summer wind came blowing in across the sea. It lingered there to touch your hair and walk with me. All summer long we sang a song and strolled the golden sand. Two sweethearts sang the summer wind. Like painted kites, the days and nights went flying by. The world was new beneath a blue umbrella sky. Then softer than a piper man, one day it called to you. I lost you too, the summer